Broadway, we finally got some time to hang out the other night and watch a hockey game together. Usually it's through text messaging and you're telling me your picks and who you like. But we were watching this game and there were some ticky-tack slash penalties on the teams that we had money on. And you told me a fucking hilarious PTO story about what happened to you in Jersey. Just let our listeners know. I thought it was fucking great.
Oh, man. This would have been 2017 when I went to New Jersey on a PTO, and they were just starting to change like the rules, like the stupid slash and penalties. So I get my first game in there. Obviously, I'm a little nervous. Get on the ice 10 seconds in. Minor slash and penalty. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Get out of the box. Go off, take a face-off. Face-off violation. Because remember they were doing the face-off violation? I got a face-off violation penalty. So now I'm at 2. Now we get to the second period. I take a hook. 3 penalties. Third period, I took a little roughing penalty. 4 minor penalties in one game. I called my agent after. I was like, Bob, you got to call a new team because there's no way I'm making this team. But even Ray Shero was laughing his ass off. He was just like, I mean, yeah, you got to be the test dummy. But
wow.
That they're going to call the game like that, it's going to be a long year.
That's a tough feeling, though, when you're on a fucking PTO.
4 minors,
Mr.
nothing
PTO,
worse,
if you get 4 minors, you're like, yeah, well, I'm going fucking back to the junkie.
What's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
The lads.
Fella.
My man.
Curfew calls continue here.
It's curfew call.
Listen,
Thursday.
I see you, we've been doing this for 4 years now. There's certain stuff that we see around the league, so to speak, around the podcast.
Yeah.
Airspace, social media.
Yeah. Some people
guys
dipping
out
their
there
toes in our peanut butter.
Fucking,
Is that a thing? Or?
they're dipping their toes in their peanut butter to get their dog to lick it off. Is what they're fucking doing, eh?
Dogs, they know dogs.
A couple of these guys that I fucking never even heard of.
I know. What are they calling them? Beer league fucking banter or something? I don't know. They're beer league.
I don't know.
Not national.
Is that a compliment to us, or should we be like, hey, boys, get your own ideas here?
I guess so. I mean, listen. Is there a lot of room to, copy? Is it a copycat league?
It's a copycat league.
Yeah. Yeah, about time to start golfing and doing some fucking shit.
Yeah. They say, what is this saying?
Golf game.
What is the saying? When they copy you, what's that called? Is the ultimate compliment? What was it called? Not copy, but fuck, I'm blowing this. When they copy you is the ultimate compliment.
Hey Siri.
Hey Siri.
What does it mean
when
someone copies you as the ultimate compliment?
What's Siri saying?
What does it mean when someone copies you? People who copy others do so because they find it helpful to them.
Yeah.
When they are unsure how to do it themselves.
There's a saying though, like that. Copying is the ultimate compliment. So listen, I guess it's a compliment, but I do see the passion come from Updog when
dealing with a person who suffers from a narcissistic personality disorder is not easy. Narcissistic relationships can start off seemingly loving and caring, but eventually reveal their abusive nature.
What's a narcissist? Like, is that just
through blackmail, insults, accusations, sabotage, and other harm? That sounds about right.
What's a narcissist? That's like all those things right there.
That's just
like a liar.
That's just a guy who's just a savage. Yeah.
Savage.
You narcissistic savage.
How many guys in a relationship would you say are narcissists? Out of 10 relationships, how many guys are narcissists?
I think like most successful people, like in business, are savagely narcissistic. Yeah, they have to be.
You do?
Kind of got to be like
cutting edge.
Yeah, maybe cutting edge. No, but you got to be like a fucking asshole.
You do.
You do got to be kind of cutthroat. You got to know how to like handle people.
See, business is hard though, because you do got to be an asshole, but then you got to be careful what you say, right? Because then you got HR buzzing up your asshole. Be like,
well, you shouldn't have put your fingers where they should have been in the cookie jar.
You should have your finger in that crack there, bud. No, but then you're like, you want to play hardball, but then you're like, hey, so-and-so is upset with the way you handled them. Yep. They're upset with the tone of voice you said to them.
Yeah, they're woke. Right?
I don't know. Is that what it is? Just like,
I think the woke went right over the goddamn edge, yeah. It started off by like a good thing, treating everyone well, and then heads up.
Yeah, like
it just turned for the worse.
you look at like the show Entourage, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, Ari Gold is a legitimate character from Ari. What was his name? He's a big time. Ari Manuel. There you go. Could you imagine? Like if you went into CAA right now or one of these big agencies, and you heard someone say, "Lloyd, I'll chop you up, Benny Hunter," like stuff like that, you'd be like you'd be out there.
Yeah.
So how do you? It'd be a good question for these old school business guys. Like, how do you still have that old school narcissistic, fuck you to business, but at the same time, don't get yourself in trouble that you're caught up in lawsuits with Rich Howell. You're like, "Oh, Rich, God damn, I got another one here, man. I got another one here. I'm in one, fella."
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a world that, just venturing in the last couple of years with you to try to figure out. I'll have one of those. Yeah, slide that.
Yeah, business is, and we've learned a lot from.
Let's just do a business podcast.
Yeah, but from honestly, we started this podcast at Oxford Park Media.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a little bit of a business sense. I had no idea, dude. When we started this podcast, I had no idea what a fucking LLC was, what a write-off was. I just found out what a write-off was in the last couple months here. But now I would think that I got I'm not going to say a master's in business. I didn't go to Harvard for business or wherever the best business school is, Stanford, BQ. But I think I got a community college fucking degree in business, right?
Yeah,
from dealing with.
No, you have more than that, and I'll tell you why. It's because you just got in it. You dove in it, and you figured it out.
I went in nose first.
You did, you do it.
Forehead,
like in Vegas.
Forehead and everything, just right.
You listen. You went in with fucking cement blocks around your feet.
Yeah,
found a way to get those
just
off.
like when I played. Yeah, just like when I played.
Yeah, no, you found a way, and I think it's a test to a lot of people out there who are blue collared or self made. You consider us blue collar. We didn't grow up with white collared families.
We are blue collar. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Good Canadian young fucking parent.
My old man worked at General Motors. Your old man worked on the rig. My mom sells title. What did your
Mandy at Safeway?
Safeway goal. We used to be in Vancouver, that goal.
Safeway goal and
Safeway
scoring win.
Yeah, score win. Forward over to Murph. Joe Blow from White Rock has won the Safeway Challenge or something. And he's like, if the Canucks score, it's like if O'Brien scores 4 more goals tonight, you're going to win $1 million. Like, well, you get
so take my mom who worked at Safeway for 30 years.
Yeah,
she could never enter the score and win. Right, so whenever she would get it, she'd put it in my aunt's name. And sure as shit, one night, Diane Slat gets picked. Edmonton score and win, trip to Cancun. So
now we're talking.
Yeah, so they got a trip for 2 to Cancun. My dad and my mom joined them, and this was back when. I was just a little kid. I was probably Izzy's age, but I remember vividly them buzzing to Cancun. Back to awesome. Edmonton score win.
Dude, have you seen these 50-50s going on at Edmonton throughout the course of the season? It's fucking guys are winning $2.9 million.
I know, it's awesome. It's always been like that. That's what I've always known 50-50. You go to the Super Bowl, and I looked up at one point, and I'm like, oh, it's
just as much money.
It's like $800,000. I'm like, that's nothing. You go to the Oilers games back at Northlands Coliseum, and it would be, in the early 90s, it would be a couple $100,000. People are just there to. I think Alberta lotteries are just a little bit more lenient than
I guess they are. The old 50-50 at the Leafs game, you get 27.
Oil Barons,
$27,000. You're like, that's nice.
Oil Barons be fucking $50,000.
I saw something during the season on the Oilers because they have a great broadcast. We love it, and but if you're an Oilers fan. You get to go watch McDavid do his thing and then have a chance to come out there with over $1 million.
Yeah.
One person, 2.9 bananas. And just a great Alberta person. And they're like, I haven't bought anything, but I got a new car. Yeah. Other than that, I haven't bought anything yet. It's
new pickup truck, new Dodge Ram there, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to pick up a couple sleds and go grab a case of 24-pack.
Could you imagine going to the Oilers game? Hey, let's go to the Oilers game. We'll bring the kids or whatever. Hey, I'll have a beer. Grab a 50-50 ticket. Yeah, no problem. Winning number 7, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1. Holy fuck, 2.9. Like, are you kidding me?
You know what, though? It's great because it's fucking expensive to go to those games.
Can we get Brento to buy us a 50-50 ticket next year?
I think you got to be there.
You got to be there.
I don't know. But I'm sure yeah, fucking rights, Brento. He's got some good luck, right? I talked to Brento for a while.
He's got some good hair.
He's planning a trip to Vegas. He called me. He wants to get Adele tickets. I said, sure. Yeah, we got a guy.
50-50 tickets, Oilers.
Yeah, look that up.
50-50 raffle, Edmonton Oilers. Tickets will be available to purchase starting at 9 a.m. the day of the game. The ticket purchasers are required to enter their email address correctly. So I just think you got to be a resident of Alberta. In fact, that's right. I heard.
So let's use Brento.
I heard old Gene Principe. By the way, I love Gene Principe.
Yeah, he's good.
Good hair, kind of.
Yeah.
But listen, he knows a lot about the Oilers. But I
Does he ever?
Gene Principe is a legend.
Legend. Yeah, he's been doing it forever.
He's an absolute legend. So listen, next year we get Brento. Can we go in with them and just say, hey, every game, buy a ticket for the boys, and we'll split her 3 ways?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Okay, good. Listen,
Wow, 1990 full sportscaster.
Gene Principe.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he grew his hair during COVID, though? I love you, Gene, but God, it was just, I remember how greasy it got. I remember Luke sent a picture of him on TV and was like, look at this guy's on TV.
I love Gene.
I love their whole broadcast. It's great. But listen, getting back to business, we were lucky enough to sign our deal with DraftKings this year, and then like it just started coming, right? Like you got to get on the Slack. I'm like, what's Slack?
Yeah, Slack.
Slack.
Some new software.
Yeah, so now we're on the Slack. We got like 3 different Slack channels with 10 different people. Then we got emails and we got this and that. And I was like overwhelmed at the start.
So what would have been your first like real big challenge when we started our pod? Like, what was it? I remember it was the time I'd spent wasting. Yeah, well that actually wasn't too bad off the start, and I'll tell you why. Is because when we decided to break away and kind of just figure it out, and start to understand, like, okay, like maybe this brand just wants us to talk about them. Yeah. Maybe if we show these guys our statistics that we have 20,000 downloads a show at the time, maybe that's worth X. Let's just make up a number and see what they say. Yeah. And shout out to our friends at
if you throw enough shit on the wall, something will stick.
Yeah. But our friends at Canadips, we just had one. We did. We had our boys Good Life, Andrew, Coda Spodes, fucking
Manscaped.
Like, so all of a sudden now we're like, oh, well, maybe it's worth X, and we'll make it work, make them happy. Yeah. And then so that I kind of found easy. The fucking the website and the ship station and sending out the packages and dealing with Stewie up in Edmonton making T-shirts, that was overblown.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, we started slinging merch out of your house, out of your own house. We were slinging merch by ourselves, and then shout out to Stewie and his beautiful sister up in Edmonton. They were helping us, and then I was just like, I could see how much it was on your plate. I'm like, up dog, we got to take this off your plate. This is something. This is, you got too much gravy on there, too much stuffing's coming over the side. We got to we can't. That'd be like having McDavid. Are you McDavid and I'm dry?
That's like McDavid sharpening his own wheels.
It's like him fucking running exactly.
Or like, trying to go get tape in between.
Exactly. You can't have the talent doing that shit.
No.
So then we went to Sauce Hockey, and listen, Smitty's a beauty, but I mean, it's probably not the perfect setup either, but at least it took it off your plate.
Yeah. No, I think our merch is perfect.
Yeah.
Getting it out there.
I would say the hardest thing when we was like, trying to find, and this is why DraftKings is so great to us, because they've helped us so much, but like trying to like reach out to other sponsors and other, you know what I mean? Like, how do we do that? Like, it was tough.
Yeah, no, and then the cross-border thing. Call it what it is. The cross-border
That's
thing.
the biggest challenge.
For your brands in Canada that you want to make happy, your brands in the US, and then
that is the biggest challenge.
If you do, and just back to the merch, like, our fans in Canada want to get like a T-shirt, and they get hit with like the fucking rate change.
There's $47 to ship it to Canada.
It's a joke. It's just an imaginary goddamn line. We're proving that down here in the southern border. It's just an imaginary line.
Yeah.
Why is it?
It's like in the movie
triple expensive to send.
Yeah, it's like in the movie Blow, where he's like, "What did I do? I took some plants over imaginary line."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh yeah, sir, I really like that, but unfortunately, in your case, those lines were real and those plants were illegal." Those lines were real and those plants were illegal. Boom! 4 years in a maximum prison, and Johnny Depp's like, "What did I do? Take some plants over imaginary line?" But no, dealing with Canada.
Yeah,
and with obviously without Canada we don't have a show. Our listeners up there are the heart and soul of Missin Curfew, but merchandise, trying to get sponsors, it's just so different. That up dog to me, when you ask me about Missin Curfew, that's the hardest part. Is trying to figure out how to work that border and get the merch up there and try to get sponsors up there and try to squeeze some juice out of there.
Yeah.
Trudeau, he's making it hard on the lads.
You know, and then in full circle, it all comes back to business is about relationships, I think. Like building relationships, keeping relationships, doing things to other people, expecting nothing in return, and then it coming back tenfold some other fashion, right? Like good fortune. One thing you've been good at is team, like building the team, having structure, telling our producers thank you.
Yeah.
Setting up a schedule. I'm fucking terrible at that.
The one thing, and again, thanks to DraftKings for giving us our deal that we got, because it allowed me to step away from NHL with Cooley, which I love Cooley. I love Cooley. I miss him. I love Cooley till the day I die. Bruce Bolton, Jay Conn, I love those guys. But it gave me an opportunity to step away and realize for the first 3 years, besides the actual show, which we were doing, I didn't really know what else was going on. I didn't know. I didn't know all these emails and this and that and this and that. So now I'm fully committed to it. And some days I want to take my phone and just fire it against the wall and just go play Big Canyon and say lick my balls. But it's been good for me to realize like what it takes to run a little business.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine we pick a Hall's Brady. He's got Hall Pass in Summer League, and we know some successful guys at Big Canyon. Like there's always something going on. I'm sure our listeners are like, we hear you, Obes. If it's working at the rigs or fucking doing whatever, like there's something going on, right? Something.
Yeah, no, it's maybe not for everybody, but I would throw this out there to people, whether they're questioning ever starting a little business or starting a retail store or a yoga shop or whatever. Just even if you don't know it, if it's something you want to do, you can figure it out. You just got to surround yourself with a couple good people. You got to get good advice, and then you got to you got to get up in the mornings and fucking put your work in. But I think eventually, if your pride and your soul is there, and you waste all your capital on fellow tour trips and sprinter bands and first class flights across the country and Class Azul.
Oh, yeah, baby, give me a glass of wine, baby.
Yeah, you figure it out. And I think the American dream of starting a business and we're getting write-offs and having a tax guy that just questions everything you do, I think it's all part of the process. It's all part of living, learning. And for us, you and I, we're 40 now. We started a little bit later in the business venture. We're like, Willie Mitchell, buying wine, doing his business as he played. And I remember Mike Weaver doing the same shit. A lot of guys, maybe they get a head start on it.
Yeah, that's a great point by you. And first of all, have you remember the movie Horrible Bosses 2?
Yeah.
I watched it with Chris Pine the other day. They're like, we like to hang out in the company. We want to do the American dream. He's like, oh yeah, well, the American dream, it's made in China. But you're so right. And listen, as a hockey player, I talked to Ty Domi about this in Toronto when we were there in February. And I said, Ty, fuck me up, dog. We're talking like you know a lot of people and you're right into the business. He said, Obes, I was doing that when I was playing. Like I wasn't a big partier. I would go out, chuck them, play, but my off time I was learning how to do business. And looking back, we had great people to help us with our money and make it easy on us, right? You just want to focus on hockey. That's all I want. I want to focus on hockey and trying to get laid. Looking back, Ups, with all my free time I had, and to young hockey players out there, if you're listening to this, maybe take a business line online. Maybe take a business course. Maybe don't just have everyone do everything for you, because when you get out of the game, then you're like, what?
Yeah.
What's an LLC? What, like if you know that, well, you're think about how much downtime. Well, maybe you didn't have much downtime when you were playing, but think about how much time you have after practice, right, at home. You could jump on and learn a little business class or do something. I think it's good to get out of the game and already know what you're kind of going to do, opposed to, if it wasn't for this podcast, I don't know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I thought about scout, and I was like, I don't want to scout, coach, no thanks. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and some athletes might get it from, their parents. Some might get it from their agents or their financial advisors or whatever, right? But it's nice to be in the conversation. I always enjoy going for dinner on the road with older guys on my team. It was just something I liked. The younger guys, I don't know. Unless it was like you or
unless they had some young girls.
Unless they're ready to rock.
You got any young girls? I'm going with the boy. I'm going with the veterans.
I even just mean when I'm young. When I'm 22, when I'm in Nashville, I wanted to go for dinner with older guys. They knew better places to go. They drank better wine. They ordered better food. You just learn more. It's like being not the smartest dude in the room type deal.
You don't want to be the smartest guy in the room, which for me is very easy, especially at Big Canyon.
No, and you just want to be, I guess as I get older, I just want to be in rooms where you're having great conversations and you're meeting great people. And for example, we're out for dinner last night. You know, me, you, Sheldon, Mackel, PJ, Rob, a couple of his partners, and you're sharing different stories on different levels. We're all pros in what we do at one point or another. Now we're pros at podcasting, which is why we're doing a full show on business.
Yeah.
But
Ethics.
But I would give that advice to people is like, be vulnerable in the rooms you walk into, ask great questions, and listen, and then form your own opinion.
Listening is very important.
Yeah,
very important. And I would say to anybody out there, a young guy that makes the National League, or even if you're in the American League, I know you're not making lots of, join a country club.
yeah,
No, but seriously,
totally.
like, get in a country club and get in there and get to know those boys.
Work on your short game.
Yeah, work on your short game, but get to know these guys. I've learned so much from Big Canyon Country Club, if it's Tom Doherty or Evan Knapp or Craig Manchester, or Benny McAllister, Todd Pickup, and Joe Moody, Tom Riley, Danny Lane, Will Tipton, like just little things I've picked up that I try to bring to my business that I learned in a country club. So fucking get a membership, eh?
Learn how to swim.
Yeah.
Okay?
Play some pickleball.
Yeah.
But listen, we can have a business podcast too.
I think we do. This is
this is a curfew's call, but I'm done. What would you rate putting to bed the rest of the business talk? What would you rate our relationship doing business? How do you think it's been on us as friends?
Well, it's been a lot better lately.
Lately. Lately.
Lately, since
There were some bumpy runs at the start.
I know, but I think you might have, and I never could have really put the tail on the donkey on why, other than
It was you.
no, but I'm just gonna say, you brought up earlier, like now you focused all your time now.
Yeah.
Your show that you did was a great show.
Yeah.
2 days a week, great show. But I think it took a lot out of you where you're like, this fucking,
Yeah, it was a lot.
and not so much just on you, but on just, people around you. It was a lot of work for you to do.
Yeah, I would just feel like I have to leave here and run there. And
I know.
I had to watch every game.
It's fucking crazy.
It's crazy. That's what it was more than anything, just having to watch all the.
So I would say since then,
Watching all that bad hockey will make you fucking get frustrated.
So to answer your call, yes, me, totally. New kids, fucking new house, over here, this and that, like totally me. Yeah.
I had to go from starting up the business with my boy that was completely single to now a guy that's got 2 kids.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, fuck ups. You're really busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're really busy.
Totally.
But I'm like, it's just fucking kids. That's the most important thing in the world.
Yeah.
But, I never envisioned, dude, like, I guess Christina was pregnant when we started it. But like, that was an adjustment for me to realize, okay, like, I can't just be like, you got 2 kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was probably the hardest adjustment for me when it came to realizing that that's the most important thing for you. Where for me, I'm single, keep Mac Miller happy, work on the short.
Yeah,
game,
but
watch
you're, I touched your clarity, your vision, your team leading. I'm pumping you up right now.
Yeah.
But it's taken a huge step forward since you've been able to focus on this.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't imagine if I was able to just focus on one thing, which you've really been able to do. And it's amazing because it's shown. And I think you ask anyone who listens to our show, they know you drive the bus, and they know, deep down, I wouldn't want to fuck with you because you knocked me right out.
No, but we know we've had some good fuck you matches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we get over it, but it's and when you do business with one of your best buddies, to the fellas out there, like, there's some times where you want to kill him and he wants to kill you, and it's just like, I'm like, sometimes throughout the course of 4 years, like, fuck, man, I don't want to be mad at ups. I don't want to bring this to ups. Like, I don't want to be mad. Like, I don't want to be pissed off that
Totally.
This isn't going the way I wanted it to go. Like, it's ups. I love ups. And then I'm like, but he's my business partner, and from a business standpoint, I got to say this to him. This is what's pissing me off. So it's just like, it's a fine line of, man, he's my boy, but at the same time, if we're going to do this, we got to. So it's just like, it's a unique situation. And when we first started it, I never thought, I don't know, I just didn't think, right? I thought, it's going to be so much fun to do this podcast with ups.
Yeah. Totally.
We'll talk hockey, we'll talk golf, we'll talk partying, we'll talk lifestyle, we'll watch the games, we'll make a little scratch, and then it turns into a business. You're like, oh, wow, this is, you know what I mean? It's not just sitting down here. This is this is the game for us. The practices, the rest of the stuff. And I wasn't a big practice guy. The rest of the stuff.
Yeah, me neither. I miss getting out there, though, sweating.
Do you?
Yeah, it's just sweat.
Get the sauna.
I did it today.
Get the fucking sauna.
Balls off.
Fellas, I hope you enjoyed that. Listen, curfew calls, baby. I'm going to start off with a little read here. Up, dog. Kyle Quigsy, how you doing, fella?
Second-time caller.
Yeah, long-time listener, second-time caller. Fellas, just curious if you're ever in a game playing on the bench and excited for an upcoming road bendy. Like you knew you were just going into a nice road trip. Would you be thinking about that during the game, or were you focused on the game? Keep up the amazing pod, fellas. Your boy, Quigsy.
I think his question is just, do you like to think about who's sitting in the crowd and what's going on after the match when you're, sitting on the bench in NYC, or you're at Staples Center, or you're at Air Canada Center in Toronto, and
American Airlines Arena in Dallas.
Okay, Travis.
Bell Center.
Travis has the limo downstairs for me after. We're going to hit Harbor 60 for a quick one, old-fashioned, some oysters, and then we're just going to send it.
Yeah. Oysters. Little lead in the pencil.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, I'd always think about what's after the game.
Quigsy, that's what fired me up. And right or wrong, maybe it's wrong, but that's what made me, for example, when I would come into LA and I knew I had my rookie party lined up with Kevin Connolly, getting ready for that game, playing soccer, getting loose, and being at Staples and coming out for warm-up with no bucket on it, knowing that it went either way, win or lose, I'm going out and getting as drunk as I can in Hollywood. But imagine how much better it would feel if you won that bucket hockey game that night. And to me, man, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that's what made me want to play. Going into Montreal, we win tonight, we're staying overnight. I got something lined up. Let's get these 2 points. Toronto, Vancouver, Dallas, Chicago, New York.
There you go.
That to me was what motivated me to play hard. Yeah, I want the 2 points for the team and all that fucking raw stuff, but let's win and let's go out and have a time. Let's go have a time, right?
Yeah.
That was the best.
How about when you're facing off against your boy and you're like, hey, one of us is winning this game.
Very unique feeling.
One of us is winning this game, but we're both going to end up at the same spot.
Totally. Playing against you in loops, and I'll put PA in there, Ryan O'Reilly later in my career. Those are probably... I may be missing a few, Trevor Gillies, Zena Konopka, guys like that, but mainly you and Loops throughout our NHL career. Like, it was a unique thing to go out there and see and warm up and, play hard against you, but knowing that at the end of the game, I'm going to be going out with you and trying to get laid beside you.
It's like, what do you got lined up? Hey, I know you showed me some photos.
You got a guy? You got a guy?
You got a guy? What's their Instagrams? Hey, like, what are we working with here?
Totally.
Although you probably caught the last part of Instagram in your...
Listen, this is a standard Shane O'Brien meathead move. X, which back in the day was Twitter, playing the Vancouver Canucks in the second round of the Western playoffs. And I decided to get this fucking great idea about halfway through the series that I'm going to open up a Twitter account. During the playoffs, think about how stupid this is.
Yeah.
So I fire out a tweet and we're playing Vancouver. So the next day at the rink, the media is just all, I hope you started a Twitter account. Barry Trotz, this guy. What the fuck? I'm like, hey, just trying to take the fucking... I go, Trotzy, just trying to get the
take the pressure off the boys.
Take the pressure off the series.
Yeah.
Which I just made up on the fly.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Trotzy, I'm trying to take everything. Like, listen, we're down 2-1, right? Big game. I just try to take it away. Now they're asking me about X. They're not asking why Peck and Rene let it shoot.
Genius. Marketing genius.
It wasn't that, though. I was just bored.
I don't know, trying to get laid.
Yeah, exactly.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked a lot.
Yeah.
I worked a lot. But
so your original game was right off of Twitter. Yeah, I guess everyone.
Listen, that's
for the first DM.
That's when Biz was blowing up and doing his thing, and I'm like, I'll throw my hat in the game, and I opened up my Twitter account, and boom, I had like 30,000 followers right away, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, and I was terrible on Twitter right away. I'm still not great, but I was really, really bad. But I just look back and think, like, what a meathead for Drake during the Western semis. Yeah, I'm gonna fire open a Twitter account.
My team in Phoenix asked Biz and I to do Twitter. We were the first guys. They were like, do you guys mind starting this, like, your own Twitter accounts? And I was like, okay. And I got hurt that year, and I had ACL surgery. And I remember the trade is this time, probably 12 years ago. It was trade deadline. I'm sitting in my back patio, I had a pool, just taking in the 85 and sunny weather with the game ready ice machine on my knee.
Yeah.
And I'm on Twitter. I got a case of cold beers. I remember this vividly. And I'm just, as things were happening, I'm just tweeting trades. Boom. I'm like an insider. But like as Twitter was becoming that source of information, I was sitting there and I got people being like, wow, man, this is incredible. I'm getting all my news from like Scotty Upshaw at the time. And I'm like, anyway.
No. Yeah.
I hate Twitter. I don't use it regularly. I like to go on there and see.
I've seen your
I like-
what do you call it, your feed? I've seen your X feed in the golf
right
cart.
wingback.
You are down
down the depth.
You're down the depth.
Yeah. So anyway, it can lead you to some odd places. But I'm glad it's the Great Awakening. I've seen the light, but in all seriousness,
No, that's them just flipping the light on the bar at 3
tweeting,
morning.
I just tweeted about a guy that just did
X,
I like it.
posted X. X. Don't say tweet.
X.
Elon Musk, baby.
Yeah, I like Elon.
I love Elon.
But in saying that, the one afternoon got me like probably 30, 40,000 followers.
Yes. Listen, you're great on X. You really are. You're great on it, especially when the red wine's flowing and you start getting
I like
you get the X fingers going. But you're good on it. You're
I like the
listen. Inside here at Missin Curfew, you write a great email. I'm terrible at email. My grammar, my punctuality, is that a word? You know what I'm talking about.
punctuality. You know?
Yeah, my grammar, my spelling, it's not great. You know, my English teacher's probably not surprised, but you're great at that. And Loople, another guy, Loops. I've asked Loops to start blogging for Missin Curfew or vlogging, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he could be a vlogger.
He's a great writer.
Yeah.
He is so funny when he uses his words in a text or an email or whatever. I'm telling you, Loops could write something. And he has the time. He should do it. And you're the same. You're good at it. You should get on X a little bit more. You're good. You're good at, writing those shit out. You are.
Yeah.
You're really good.
I like a good email.
Yeah. No, you do like a good email. But yeah, to answer Quiggsy's question, Oppie, that's why I played the game.
Yeah.
I had my mind on one I had lined up, and I didn't. And another reason, you don't want to lose the game to let these coaches out there, that they get their hands on the curfew and to ruin your night, right? You got boys, let's go. Let's get this done. We got no fucking practice tomorrow. We're staying in the city. If you can't get repped up for this one, you married guys, I need you tonight. I know you're not going to go out and get the benefits of it, but I need you.
So now that we were on the business line of things earlier, when we played, it was our business to make sure that we had everything completely dialed in after the game so we could focus on the game.
Fuck yeah.
Picking up chicks, having the dinner rezo, making sure the Sprinter van was fired up, making sure no one was going to see us walk through the lobby of the hotel. It's a business.
It's a business.
We didn't need to have a tax guy for it. We need to have a guy.
We didn't have a driver and a few other things.
But in all seriousness, like, what a way to learn the way of life.
Totally.
Then,
Preparation.
prep.
Because
that's prepped and that's set up. You focus on getting the puck out on the wall.
Yeah.
Finishing your checks.
Yeah.
Not, hitting the low and slow centerman.
Yeah, you don't want to be sitting on the you don't want to be
You don't want to be sitting there going, fuck, I didn't hear back from the fucking restaurant.
text the guy, we got the rezo, are those girls coming?
Yeah.
Oh, you're up. No, dialing this stuff after the game was the easy part. As my career went on, right? I often say, like, when I first got in the league and you had to use your NHL card to get in the bar, I was like, I got to get to the point where I don't need this stupid card, where I'm going into LA, New York, Chi-Town, Dallas, Montreal, Toronto, where I'm
Cowboys Calgary knows who I am.
Cowboys,
And I need to get in everywhere else.
Roxy, I'm walking in.
I want my contacts, my network to be able to go, this is the time and place. I remember Sean Avery first hooked me and Loops up with a rezo. The restaurant was called the Waverly Inn. Okay. And it's still there to this day. It's a sick little spot. And then we went to
Bootsy Bellows?
Bougerie or fucking, it was like a house.
Oh, come on. It's all right. I mean, it was years ago. Doesn't matter.
It's a
Take the picture. Just paint the picture for the fellas. Just paint how did it look. What was it like?
Oh, you walked in.
Yeah.
You walked through like a living room.
Oh,
like old school.
like a bungalow style,
but like hipster to the max.
Okay.
I wish I had Aves on speed dial to just ask him, but it was. You walk through kitchen. It had the living room, buddy. You walk through, it's a kitchen upstairs, like lounge.
Full on house.
All rockets. I just wish it started with a B.
Well, what was the place at Burrard Immaculate Avenue? No, not Avenue.
No, it was called.
That's all good.
I'm brain dead.
Dude.
What was Aves? Or was Burrard?
Aves had a bar. Aves had a bar in New York. I remember.
Yeah, this is where Christina's sister worked. Is where Burrard, not up and down.
Point is, you had it dialed in. You learned. You learned, and
Yes.
I learned through guys like Brian Burrard.
Mm-hmm.
You and Loops always helped me out.
SL is what that bar.
SL. That's exactly what it was called.
SL.
Listen, and in Anaheim, I was young, but I would always watch Flash would have stuff set up and guys like that. But that team was so focused on winning a Stanley Cup that us young guys kind of just did our thing. We didn't know anything. And then
you're talking about on the road, right?
Yeah, then I get to Tampa and I leaned on a guy like Vinny Lecavalier for on the road. Like, hey, Vinny, what's a good spot here? Where did you? Yeah, that was a guy. And then in Vancouver, I got to Vancouver and I started just doing my thing. At that point, 3 years into the league, I had an establishment of places where I could go, a bullpen that I had where, hey, we're going here. Hey, bring some friends. Nothing better than just, hey, boys, I got to go with some friends. Let's go. Don't even go home. Wear that suit. Just take your tie off and bring her down to 3 or 4 buttons and let's go.
I remember
let's rock.
After a game with Brittany Fader in LA. Oh my good God.
We won Coachella. I
had the vest on. The only reason is because I kept the suit on. I had the vest and everything, the blue, like the lightning blue fucking Tom Ford. It was, I was seeing the ball well.
I bet. I remember one Coachella we stayed in and Ashley Haas brought her and she came out to lay by the pool and yeah, good diet.
Yeah.
Good diet on her. Good. She's not banging down in an out burger, door dashing in a fucking Chinese food. She was lean. She's living in like Bali now or something. You know that, right?
Yeah, city kid.
Crazy story. Her boyfriend got in like a craziest accident ever. Like almost died. Like he was in one. He battled through it though, right? I think he pulled through it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a mom now.
How about Bonanote in Montreal? That place is money.
Bonanote.
That place was money.
What a name.
What a city.
What a waitress staff.
I remember I told Jay McClement one day we were roomies. This is back when we didn't have our own rooms. We're coming out. And I said, I played with him in Colorado. I said, fella, I need 30 to 45 at least. Go grab a poutine or something. He's taking a long haul. He did, and he did, and he had more rank than me. Great kid. Jay McClement, actually, this scar right here to this day, he slashed me in the playoffs against Brampton. Still have the scar. Good guy though. I said
played for Brampton, right?
Yeah. We played him in the playoffs. We beat him before, but that's a good guy, right? Veteran guy said, "Hey, go grab a poutine for me, fella," and he did. And I had a sashimi.
Great guy.
I love Montreal, man. I'm going to the President's Cup there in September. So, Quigsy, thanks for the call, fella. Morgan, I'm going to read one more here. Brady Irving from Calgary, Alberta. What would we call him? Irv Dog. What's up, fella? When the fellas played in the show and are playing a game, do you notice the in-game presentations, stuff like the music they play in the game, the goal horns, the stuff they do on the Jumbotron, or is the up dog just scanning the crowd for MILFs?
No, I pay attention to everything.
Me too.
And I'll tell you why. It's because it's the National Hockey League. It should be done National League.
Absolutely.
And half of it is done half-ass.
A lot, yeah.
The in-game presentation, and I always said this, and I, you know what? I should have been on a committee changing the music that's played, the videos that are played, the stupid commercials, the everything. In-game presentation is what brings fans out of their seat to move around. I mean, hockey's the game of hockey should be exciting in itself, but there's a lot of downtime in a hockey game. The music, you can't have the same anthem singer singing the anthem terribly. That's horrendous. Sets a bad vibe for the night. You have you can't play the same Jeopardy song when it's like, deciding if it's a goal or not.
Yeah, let's stay on the anthem real quick.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I remember it'd be like a hockey night in Canada, and you're going into the Saddle Dome or you're going into old Rexall Place, and they come out and they got the guy with maybe the fucking violin. You're like, come on, man.
Boys, what is this?
Yeah, right. Or the guy with the acoustic guitar. You're like, get the electric out, or just give me a guy that's gonna belt "Old Canada."
Yeah,
don't give me the violin or the trumpet. Like, come on, man. Like, send it. Nothing worse than a bad national anthem sets an awful precedent for the game.
And I don't want to spend $500 a ticket and come. We'll listen to a shitty anthem. Like, we'll go to Chicago first.
Oh,
epic.
God,
epic. But anyway,
Chicago's anthem. When he points to that and he says that flag is still there, and it's blowing because they got the AC and you're like. Got a half. I'm going up dog and a tough chub. Like,
full chub.
I just remember telling myself, "Don't take a penalty. Don't take a penalty."
I know
because I'm so hyped up, ready to rock.
Miss it. See it.
That barn was unbelievable.
Miss it. But the double dip, the
Listen.
double D.
I want to tell you this about anthems. You never played in Canada. The two anthems, the two anthem wears on you. It wears on you. You go into Columbus on a
Boner kill.
You go into it's a boner kill. You go into Columbus on a Tuesday, and you're just like, I just want to get this game over. And they finish the Star Spangled. They finish O Canada, and you're like, oh, Star Spangled Banner. Like the two anthems. If you ask any guy in Canada, you ask Loops, it does wear on you. Like you get a game in Canada, you're like, perfect, one anthem, let's rock. O Canada belted out. There was a guy in Vancouver, Prince Seal clipped this thing. He was a big boy. He was really big. And then,
He's really big.
He got on Ozempic back when Ozempic wasn't even out yet, and then he slipped.
He lost it
down.
all.
He lost it all, and he took a tough spill doing the national anthem. He was like not in Vancouver, but somewhere, and he tripped over the red carpet. But he always wore a fucking tuxedo. The waistband on it, you could have thrown it around the fucking equator. But
How about the girl?
great anthem.
How about the girl that sang the anthem wrong and then fell into the birds for the World Cup? Was that World Cup? That was
That was tough.
that was a storm.
Tough
Goodness.
bounce. And another thing about playing in Vancouver in Canada is when Hockey Night Canada, they're playing the anthem and they bring the camera and they scroll it down the bench.
Totally. It's epic.
Fuck, are you ready to ride? Harris, you're like, if I don't get laid after this game, something's wrong.
No shit.
Like, are you? I look at the guys on the bench and be like, why are you get married? Look at this. Look at everything they're doing for us here. They couldn't make it any easier than they're making it for you right now. And I know you hate your wife. I know you do. You told me yesterday in the shower. I'm thinking, you're looking around, there's 18, 17,000, the camera's on you, the hair, like,
Yeah, just let's get through this one.
go.
Give me the puck. I'm ready to go.
You know, another thing I used to think too, and this is probably bad, but all these nights that we had rookie parties set up, or I just like, don't get hurt. Don't get hit in the face with a puck.
How about the seasons that are going down the drain and down towards the last 6-7 games? You're like, I can't fuck my summer up here.
Yeah, I remember I'm playing in the jungle, and it's still why I don't have this tooth. And God rest his soul, actually, Nick Curdelis, who passed away on us last year, I think, which is way too early. I was dating this girl from LA. She's a Swedish girl, and she's coming down for the weekend, and I was just so excited. I hadn't seen her in forever. I was so excited. Nick Curdelis puts his fucking stick up. I take a puck right in the fucking lips, knocks my teeth out, cuts me for
who knows how many.
And the whole weekend, I can't even like kiss her or touch her or anything. My lip is just, she's like looking at me. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Like, just
That was
my
the
whole
one his
weekend.
sister laid in front of the bus with the...
Oh, no, yeah. No. This is a different one.
Oh.
Different one. It was great, though. Shout out to Dallas Aikens. So the one you're thinking of, Joanna, she came down that year, earlier in the year, and I wasn't playing because we had a veteran rule, which is a stupid rule in the American League. And I'm like, hey, just wait. I got to go in and give the boys the high fives. Say, good job, boys, good win. Shoot the shit with the boys for a bit, and then I'll go take you to downtown. So she's waiting there. I'm in there, and the boys come in, and Dallas Aikens comes in, and so he's like, hey, good win, boys. Good job, boys. Hey, just a question. Who's the blonde out there? I go, Dad, Dallas, she's with me. He goes, what, did you save her to car crash to the side of the road? Was her car on fire? How'd you get her? I'm like, I don't know, Dally, you played the show for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly, Dallas.
But up dog, I got hit in the lips, man. I couldn't. So they're, back to the Quickies question. Like sometimes you're in the back of your mind, like don't, especially the end of the year on a bad team, don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
All right, big guy, we got
one more here.
One more question. This one hails from Dylan Sanderson.
Summerside
PEI. He's a good laddie.
Have you ever been to PEI before you were getting?
You know what? I haven't.
Yeah.
We got to get out to. We got to get out there to that fucking cabin.
Is that PEI or no?
It's New Brunswick.
PEI's fun.
I got to get out there.
Shout out to Craig Foster. I went there for 10 days with him back.
Oh yeah,
had some good time. Charlotte
Dion, old Dion's got a farm out there or something. Yeah.
How much time does he spend there? Probably not enough.
They spend the summers there, I guess.
No.
Fuck, I guess.
He's
so.
Bel Air. Fucking
Yeah,
summer. That's crazy.
What do you fellas think about some teams rebranding their jerseys? That was a little jersey question. I heard Obi say a while back that Jets need to go to the Heritage full time, which looked great this year. What teams in the NHL do you think need a complete overhaul on their look?
Love it. Sanderson. Sandy, good question. Summerside, PEI. PEI guys are
I
pretty
feel
good.
like the Islanders need new gear. What do you think?
I got the jerseys up right here. You know what? I think it's time for the St. Louis Blues to either go back to the old ones,
Agree.
where the ones you wore in the Winter Classic, Or maybe it's time for I don't like the double blue where they have the light blue and then the navy blue on the shoulders. I would throw my hat in the ring for that. And I will say this, I think it's time for the Vancouver Canucks to go back to the black. Yeah. I think it's time. It was a good run with the blue, white, and green. I think it's time to go back. They got a good team. They just got all their guys locked up. They wore those jerseys this year all the fucking time. I would like to see them go back to the black and gold fella.
What about the Sabres? The Sabres, I feel like the Sabres back when they were like...
You want them to go back to the red ones or what?
Like the Hasek days. What's the Hasek? Was that black and red?
Yeah, that was.
Did you like those?
I didn't like them at the time.
Yeah.
Now I think they'd be good.
I like the Flyers. I like rebranding the Flyers jerseys.
Yeah, I'm going to say another team. I'm going to say the Dallas Stars. I think it's time to go back to the ones that Mikey Mill wore with just where it said stars.
Stars, yeah.
And they had the stars down the pants. The Kelly green or the Victory green, whatever they wear, I get it because it's Dallas and they have that green light in their building downtown. I think it has something to do with it. But I think you go back to the black, stars, white on the road, black at home. You're big, you're tough. Those unis were sick.
What about the Kings? Like, remember that jersey that was hanging behind our boy Kelly James the other day?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I would have no problem with them going back to the
black
to the ones Wayne wore. That's the ones Wayne wore. Yeah. They were sick. And I think it's time for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think their jerseys are so plain. I want them to go back to the old school, the ones that Wendell wore or Dougie wore, or even the ones that Mats wore. Mats and Ty and Tux and those guys where they had the maple leaf on the shoulder and the other maple leaf there. I think it's time to mix those up. The Ducks. So the Ducks. This is funny because when I got drafted by the Ducks and they gave me the eggplant fucking jersey, this jersey's awful. It's an awful jersey. Yeah. And then we switched to the gold, the orange, and black when I made the team, and we're like, these jerseys are sick. It's time to go back to the eggplant and fucking purple. Let's go. With the old school
Solani, Korea, Jagir, that squad that went in 2002 to the finals against the Devils.
Yeah.
That was great.
Great. Listen, the Ducks jerseys, they're awful, right? Are they not awful, the ones they wear? They're bad. I mean, look, pull them up there. They're pretty bad.
I like the Hartford Whalers had a sick jersey.
San Jose Sharks, time to just completely go back to square one with those.
Maybe just move to Utah.
I don't know. With the San Jose Sharks with the teal buckets this year with their white, awful. What other teams? You know what? I think like
the Blackhawks
no one ever touched the Blackhawks jerseys.
New York Rangers,
never.
Maybe you could go to like the Miracle on Ice.
Yeah. I would say about I like the Minnesota Wild when they go back to the old school green that the North Stars wore, when they go yellow, green, and yellow. I like those ones too.
It's kind of Dallas's thunder though, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. Because Dallas could get away with the green and yellow.
I like the old school Florida Panthers jerseys more than I like the ones they wear now.
Have Albury.
The ones you wore. The ones you wore. Yeah, the ones we wore.
I thought the Tiger Cat
the Tiger jumping out at them was unbelievable.
Yeah. John Van Beesbrook.
I would go back to that one too. Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, I think they go with the Whalers.
You think they go with the Whalers? I mean, I wouldn't mind that. That's another team that jumps out to me that could be time for a change. Avs, they changed theirs. I think the Avs are pretty solid. Devil. Would you like to ever see the Devils go back to the green?
I have the jersey. I think I have the Hughes jersey. Right? Yeah. It's the white one, but I just had it pulled up. I think it's a great jersey.
Oilers went back to their jerseys. There's great. The Jets got to go back to the old one. Like I said with the Heritage, they got to. It's time.
Like you're talking Devils with the green in it.
Yeah. Danico.
Yeah.
Dano. Yeah. Rangers jerseys are so sick. Blackhawks jerseys are so sick. Red Wings jerseys are nasty.
Pittsburgh.
Montreal Canadiens, what do you think of their jerseys?
I hate Montreal.
Yeah, me too. They're sick, but I just hate them.
I just can't stand them.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh.
It's in my blood.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh when they do the Pittsburgh down the like that.
Yeah, like old Mario
the Magnificent.
Yeah, Larry
Robinson.
No,
Larry Murphy.
Yeah,
Kevin Stevens.
Old Larry Murphy.
You're the fucking best, Bellows. You're a fucking superstar, Bellows. Updog, you're the man. Everybody, thank you so much for the questions. Keep them coming. We love doing these curfew calls. Morgan, Thank you, Hall Pass Media, Updog. That was Missin Curfew.
Fellas.